What is going on, YouTube? Hope y'all are doing well. It's your boy Southpaw Brad, and it has been. Let's adjust this. Digging the music. Let's adjust that slightly. Been a while, so been working hard. Work's been getting the focus of my attention here lately, as I'm sure a lot of you can relate. So I am, I'm here to. There he is. What is going on, brother John? Hope you're doing well, man. Hey, I did. This is like a double dose of Southpaw Brad today. I did the 411 with Brian LCS this morning at 10 a.m. So I'm getting. I'm just like cramming my Friday with YouTube content for folks. So good to see you, man. Trev, didn't I just see you? And Brian, didn't I just see you guys? That's I appreciate y'all coming over and checking me out. And we're kind of keeping the party going, you know. So I am all right. So that was the third stack. I pulled a couple. Let me shift this slightly. Bear with me. This is not good YouTube etiquette, but you can see like this is what I'm trying to do today. So that's what was. I think these books were added to this stack. You know, those of you who have seen the stack grow. I gotta love those spam risks. Yeah, those of you who have seen the stack grow, I'm trying to knock down some of this stuff because I am trying to kind of curb things a little bit, but it's, awesome, man. Yeah, that's great. I appreciate it, buddy. I saw your, I got to go back and watch your shout out. So if you're not following Brother John Comics, check him out. He did a couple of shout outs and his other half. I mean, we won't call him the better half. We'll just call him his other half. They're two peas in a pod. Digger Jim 720 is Brother John's brother, and they both are YouTube content creators. Comic book specific YouTube comic book creators. I don't think Jim's done a. I don't think he's done a metal detecting video in quite a while. So, but it's interesting. Go, so definitely check out Brother John and Digger Jim. Go back and look at some of their past content and give them a follow. We all certainly appreciate the follows. So I'm going to jump right in. This big box. This is crazy. Like, so I'll give you a little feedback. Let me turn this around. This was an eBay purchase. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why people hide their address. If I want your address, I'll ask you directly, or I might ask if I want to do it kind of incognito. I might just ask someone else. Hey, do you have Brian LCS's address? Or we can kind of be. I kind of like to be sneaky with the AOKs, and let's see. This was interestingly taped. This is let's take a box and fashion a Gemini out of a box. Let's see if waterproof it pretty well, but I don't. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. So this will take me back, and this Brother John, I'll actually have to give you just a tad bit of credit for this. What is going on, Six Face? I just saw you too, I think. Were we just hanging out this morning? We're getting a little hey, there's never too much. There's never too much hangout with people I like, man. I just can't get enough. No such thing as too much. I think I need a new blade in this X-Acto. But I'm gonna give I gotta give. So this was Brother John did a video. Yeah, the comic, the makeshift Gemini worked. So this, I went down a rabbit hole because Brother John was on a show talking about his comic history, and he mentioned and he mentioned a band that I was very fond of growing up and still am. Um, I can honestly say I've listened to this band this week. So no, yeah, no kidding, Sid. It's super early, and you were at it even earlier than this. So, like I said, I saw you this morning, so I know you were up and at 'em. So John mentioned this band. This is a band I've listened to this band this week. In fact, this I'd have to pull it out to see what the title is, but this is a virgin variant of this book. So I went with Kiss. Oh, this is Kiss Phantom Obsession #2. And I blame Brother John for this rabbit hole because he mentioned Kiss on his show, and it just got me reminiscing so much because this was a band that I absolutely loved. So this is the virgin variant of Kiss Phantom Obsession #2. And I like this. Now I do think that's Eric Carr on the drums. So this would have been after I saw them. But their costumes here more closely resemble when I saw them. So it would have been, I saw them. That Kiss was my first concert. Kiss gets, I think, second only to Nickelback. There's this slightly less haters for Kiss than there is Nickelback. And it's like, I don't get it. This is straight up rock and roll. Haters just don't get it. And that's fine, I mean, whatever. But I can say this was my first concert. I saw them on the Dynasty tour, and their costumes look more like this. So that's why I saw this virgin variant, and it was, I don't know, $8 or something. And it's a 1 in 7, so maybe $10. I don't know. But I was like, that's one I just got to get. And I went down a whole rabbit hole of like looking at, oh, well, I wonder if there's any other, virgin variants and stuff. Because as a kid, I didn't have the first Kiss comic with the blood. I had Kiss Meets the Phantom. And then, of course, the show came on, and that was all the rage. It was the worst production of anything ever, but I didn't notice. Or either I didn't care. It was Kiss on TV, and I'm like, I mean, it was like all the rage. So thanks to Brother John for sending me down that rabbit hole. I found this, and it's just they were my first concert. My mom took me to see them when I was 10 years old, and I've seen them 4 or 5 times since then. And each time I've asked my mom, hey, you want to do a little reunion? We'll go back and see Kiss. She was like, no, thanks. Once was enough. She stuffed toilet paper in her ears. So she probably thought her ears were going to bleed after, she probably thought her ears were going to bleed after she left there. I hear you, man. That's early. We appreciate you hanging out, though. I don't have it. I was looking, that part of this rabbit hole was like, hey, I've started searching it out. Yeah, I agree. Nickelback is on another level. I'm just surprised at the hate for Kiss, man. It really surprises me because I'm like, I love them. I still love them. And I'll shout it from the rooftops. I'm not scared. I'm not scared to profess my love for those guys. It's, to me, they actually, their comic, their connection to comic books really, is a solid one. It really extends. It's like peanut butter and jelly, man. It makes sense to me. Their connection makes sense. I love them, man. Favorite Kiss song. There's quite a few, man. I'm a big fan of Strutter. Come On and Love Me, Love Gun. I mean, come on, dude. All right, so I actually wrote down what these were because I was planning on opening this box on my last video from, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. So it's been a little while. Let me do a quick sort as I like to sort these things for you guys. But isn't that cool, man? They've got this series actually. If you're interested, if I don't mind shoving somebody else down the rabbit hole. This series actually has several Virgin variants. One of them, it looks like the Kiss Alive 1 cover. So it's great, man. I mean, it just takes me back. I love it. Absolutely love it. Huge fan. You know, if haters don't want to get, I mean, they just don't understand. Oh yeah, we got some cool books here. I forgot all about this. A lot of this stuff. Yeah, these are, let's see. Very cool. All right. Let's just jump right in. So I've got my packing slip here. So up first, they were there's been a lot of talk about the nostalgia books, things that take you back, this Kiss stuff. I mean, it does it for me. Those the Kiss Meet the Phantom and the very first, well, you can actually still get the Howard the Duck. So like Sid was mentioning, the Howard the Duck first appearance of Kiss. There's like a first cameo in 12, first full in 13. I believe they showed like one panel on the last page in 12 or something. So I was like, obviously it makes sense that I get both of those. That nostalgia stuff, man, it just takes me back. And you can get that Kiss Meets the Phantom and then the first Kiss magazine size before Kiss Meets the Phantom. Those are not cheap, man, and they're tough to find in high grade because kids like me read those books. We were reading them. So they've been talking about this nostalgia stuff quite a bit. And on so Ben Stein, House of Stein, does a top 10 every Friday. I usually like to check it out on the rewind if I miss it on Fridays. And they were talking about this nostalgia stuff and mentioned like Disney movies like Lion King and Little Mermaid and that kind of stuff. And I was like, and my nieces and nephews loved. I mean, they would watch those movies just religiously over and over and over again. So I was like, hey, well, that's cool. I mean, that makes a lot of sense that these books would be, start seeing a spike, that nostalgia stuff. So I went and checked. They were talking about Lion King in particular. And they said, hey, my comic shop has copies, but they're only in fine condition. So I was like, well, you know what? Here's what I know about my comic shop. They undergrade their books because they don't want somebody to hit them up and say, hey, man, you said this was a near mint, and it's not. It's a fine at best. So they eliminate that by just guessing low. So I'm like, okay, you leave them sitting there. I'm going to go grab them because there was like a crazy high sale on these books. And I do like this. I mean, I've been tracking like a lot of those, Little Mermaid and Aladdin and a lot of those like nostalgic movies that my nieces and nephews, when they were growing up, they would watch. And I'm talking like they'd sit there in front of the TV and watch it over and over and over again. My youngest sister, who's 5 years younger than me, she was not the demographic for Little Mermaid, but she was addicted to that show. Like she was older than too old to be watching Little Mermaid, but she loved it, man. And she, would watch it over and over again and recite the lines and all kind of stuff. But so yeah, I picked those up. So not only did they have direct edition, I got, let's see, 3 direct edition copies, and they say fine condition. I'm telling you, man, the spines. I've I'd be shocked if these weren't better than that. I mean, they really look solid. Not only did I get those, but they also had, so this is the newsstand version. One of these has a couple of spine ticks. The other one looks a little better. But I found two newsstands. So those are the newsstand. So direct says direct edition. Newsstand has the Spider-Man, the McFarlane Spider-Man in the corner. So I found two of those. This front one's a little better condition than this one. This one's got a couple of ticks right there at the top, but still, you know, I mean, a press to get a couple of those wrinkles out, and you know, you never know. But I'm a fan of, I like that nostalgia stuff, but also, you know, if there's, I'm not gonna sleep on something just because of the grade, because I know, and this is a little tip for you guys out there, if you're thinking about buying from my comic shop, I bought stuff that was in good, very good condition from there. Just because I know, hey, let's take a gamble for the price. It didn't say second print, and it does not say second print on there. I'll have to do a little research. I think it said, I think on my comic shop in the, actually, let me check, see if the packing slip may not be as, let's see. They just got it listed as 1A and 1B. So that'd be worth checking out. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they may have even mentioned in the show that doesn't look like what a newsstand would typically be. I mean, maybe, yeah, I mean, where are they? I don't know if the barcode's maybe on the back or something. I don't know. So yeah, that'll be worth checking out. I'll take a look at that, Sid. I appreciate the heads up on that. The next book is one that this is a character I like a lot. I've mentioned I am going to do my, I want to do some like second and third tier mutants. Like, here are the top, you know, my top picks for like mutant first appearances. And you're not going to see your night crawlers and stuff like that. I mean, to me, that's like easy spec to pick, you know, a Colossus or a Wolverine or a Cyclops or something, you know, and not to mention you can't afford them. These would be affordable, like first appearance picks. And, you know, I got a couple of those characters in here. So I'm going to just put those together because I want to show these to you guys all at the same hit. I'm probably kind of giving away my, the top 10 that I want to do. A couple of books at a time, but I'll do a show. I'll probably maybe non-live stream, one of few non. Huh, interesting. Yeah, they had it as 1A and 1B. I'll have to go back and interesting. Okay, cool. Huh. Well, yeah, we'll see if there's any difference in the, it's interesting that they would do two, you know, cover 1A and 1B and it not, you know, I wonder if there's any difference, what the difference is. Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, I'm probably giving my list away one book at a time on the show, but I'm going to do, you know, pre-record a video, have the first appearance, have an image of the character. This one's pretty straightforward, but this is a character I like a lot. It's a character that they have used a lot, and I'm just a big fan of him in general, simply because they've used him so much. But this is X-Men 36, first appearance of Synch. So he can, when he is adjacent to More Life and Travel. What's up, man? I appreciate the sub. Thank you so much. And thanks for hanging out this morning. Thank you for the sub. And I'll hit you back as soon as I get done with this, man. Make sure I like to, there isn't anybody who interacts, who follows me that I don't follow. So that's kind of my deal. I want to, repay the favor. So Sync, when he's close to someone, he can draw off of their powers. He gets, basically gets their powers. So his first appearance, X-Men 36, that is him on the cover. Now, this one is unique, and I buy these like crazy whenever I see them. This is the newsstand version of that book. So the standard cover A has a hologram running up this side here, where the red is, and red is like the newsstand version. So I always pick those up because they're harder to find, I think, than the standard cover A version. This one and is it Uncanny X-Men 316 or 17, I think, which is the first appearance of Blink. I like her a lot too. She may or may not be on that list I'm assimilating, but yeah, I've got stacks of these, man. And whenever, especially, I've kind of stopped buying the hologram version that runs here. But whenever I see these retails, I bet there's more of them in these boxes behind me, guaranteed. I just buy them because I think they're tougher to find. Another character that I like a lot that they have, not only, so the deal is for me, we say speculation, but I'll just like first appearances. And if that's speculation, then it's cheap. It's cheap spec. I don't pay a ton for these books, so that kind of makes it easy. The cat is here, ladies and gentlemen. He's I've never seen anybody command a room at a convention like Big Lion Cat did at Heroes Con. He I felt like when I was standing beside him, I felt like I was on top of a mountain or something. I was talking to him. Now we had met, we knew each other, so I didn't, but this was, I don't know, the last day we were there or something, and standing there talking to him, or next to last day, standing there talking to him, man, and like people coming up recognizing him. I was like, holy cow! I just looked, it was me and Circumstances. We just looked at each other like, dude, this is crazy, man. Like, this dude's we're in the presence of greatness right now. So, and Patrick's just like, he's one of the good guys, man. He's as down to earth. And you talk about a hardcore. If you aren't following Big Lion Cat 646, do yourself a favor. He just did. I've got to go back and watch your latest CGC unboxing, man. You did it a couple days ago, I think. That's on my list to watch. But he's got a heck of a collection. So do yourself a favor and go check out Patrick's channel, man. He's one of the good ones for sure. So new X-Men. This is in the X-Men Academy line. This is issue number 5. First appearance of Pixie. Now, Pixie's a really cool character. I see her pop up, like she was introduced here, and I see her pop up like quite a few times since then. Now, I would have thought you were used to it, Patrick. That's I'm surprised to hear you say that you were surprised that people. I picture it. You can't even go to the grocery store, man. You got to send do like Uber or something, or have your groceries delivered, man. But yeah, he's one of the good ones. Yeah, absolutely, man. What's going on, White Mojo Wolf? How are you doing, man? Thanks for swinging by, buddy. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. You never know when you throw these things up. Yeah, man, that's first appearance, and she's used a lot, man. If you look at some of the teams, in fact, one of the resources I use now, it gets a bad rep, but I use, Key Collector is a resource. It's not my definitive resource because I've seen them be wrong. So, but they are a decent starting point for me. Now, okay, well, Southpaw Brad, how do you reinforce what you're looking up? I'll use the Marvel wiki, like marvel.fandom.com, I think is what it is. if you look up an issue, it'll give you like first appearances, and it'll also, if you look up a character on there, it'll show you like, and you look up pics and you're like, wow, man, they've introduced her. This was, well, the series was 04, so 04, 05, and they've continued to use her on teams. I mean, she's been an important part of. I think she was even in the Secret Invasion X-Men that I read the graphic novel for that, and or the trade, trade for that, and pretty sure she was in that. So she's been around. So I just think she's a cool character that they could really use, that would translate well, and when I say use, I mean, if it's a Disney Plus show, or if it's like a movie or something, she'd be a good character, one of those second tier characters. So this one's going to be on my list too. So you're getting 3 of my 10. I might have to like tack on a couple of extra to make the list interesting for you, for my folks who watch my videos religiously like you guys do. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, everybody in the chat right now has a YouTube channel. So go sub your folks up. If there's anybody you don't know, that's the way we like to do it, man. That's that grow together mentality. That's, I like to pay, a lot of people use sub, you don't get sub back. That's not the way I roll, man. I want to, if you're going to support me, I want to support you. And that's the way, I've kind of grown I say grown, I mean, I've got 138 subscribers, but to have 138 and you have, a good chunk of people in your chat, I'm a fan of that. I like that. So the next one, this one's going to be on the list too. So this is Wolverine and the X-Men, #1 from 2014. I cannot tell. Asrar, I guess. Mahmoud Asrar did the cover. I'm seeing connecting the name to the Jason Latour did who I met at Heroes Con and got him to sign a book for me. He did the writing, and this is Wolverine and the X-Men #1. Okay, Southpaw Brad, what's significant about this? This is the first appearance of Nature Girl. She's got like antlers and stuff. I think she's a cool character, man. They're actually starting, if it's not out yet. Now I don't have this on my pull list, but if it's not out yet, it is coming. So I need to wrench. Brian, I think I've got. Oh, I guess we can't see the wrenches in these. Maybe we can't see the wrenches in these chats or something. I think Brian's got a wrench. I think maybe I gave Tylox a wrench. I'll wrench some of you other guys too. Yeah, follow each other, man. It is good stuff. It's good stuff. So coming out, if it's not already out, X-Men Green, and it is a team led by, pretty sure it's led by Nature Girl. She's on the cover of this. I saw the preview for it in FOC, like looking up while I'm out. So X-Men Green, and so they've continued to use her. I'm like, Nature Girl might be a cool character to all right, cool. Yeah. Good deal. Might be a cool character to keep an eye on, somebody fun who's I mean, Marvel likes to really do the it's a diverse character, one that has ties to nature and the environment. I just think that would be, it checks a lot of boxes in today's culture. I think it would be a great character to use. So up next, this was a book I've been tracking for a little while, and just I just like the character. It was just on my list of one to buy. So this is Uncanny Inhumans #11. And first appearance of Mosaic, and it was kind of tough to track down. Actually, it's it was I had it on my wish list for a while and took a while for it to pop up. And um, I said, well, you kind of see when you have a wish list on. I had to I had to watch a YouTube video on how to rich people sense. I might suggest the same. Glitter and duct tape, what's up? Yeah, we are recent subs. Glitter and duct tape sub me, and I sub back, and that's the way we like to do this thing. So that's cool. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, Sid's got a great collection, man. He's definitely sub him up. Just a lot of good. We got a lot of good folks in the chat right now, and there's some people that just may not. I was like, I read that first part. I was like, is that possible? Surely he's already subbed Brother John. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, so that's the good thing about these chats. You get people like I'm following all you guys. I'm subbed to all you guys, but maybe there's some we haven't cross-pollinated yet. So I gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to. Maybe I can. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, follow each other, man. Glitter and duct tape's got a. Let's sub some folks, man. Let's do a little sub party here. So Mosaic, I find that on my comic shop when I have a list and I see stuff pop up and it disappears, I'm like, all right, there's at least one hardcore collector who's thinking like I'm thinking. You can, when you follow, when you put something in your wish list, you can see how many people total have that in their wish list, and also how many people in the last 6 months have added this to their wish list. So that's some insight for me. That tells me, like, if I get one and there's a ton of people going after this book, and this one's in really good shape. I just think it was something nobody cared about. I mean, Uncanny Inhumans number 11, it was probably at the point, there's a first appearance in there. And it was probably at the point where if anybody was buying this at all, they had surely dropped off before issue 11. So that's one of the reasons why I was having a tough time tracking that down. So, that's what I like to do is just like see, get some insight. If other people are looking for it, then maybe because speculation takes research. I'm not the guy who's going to find out about the C2E2 Con exclusive and go spend a buttload of money on it. I'm going to, like White Mojo Wolf says, I'm going to be ahead of the game. So, but that takes research. That takes time. There's time that goes into that. So I want to buy those books. I mean, this was probably like $6 to $8, but I'm like, all right, well, cover price is $4, and I've been tracking it for a while. I couldn't find it. I got 2 copies. I can check that off the list now. But it's a cool character who is a former athlete who gained powers, and I see him a lot. He's got these circular glows to his physique, and I don't know why I was so attracted to him, but I think maybe the attraction was, the difficulty in finding it. Part of the attraction, because I look back and I'm like, well, there's no definitive reason why I wanted that other than the fact that I could never find it. Sometimes that's what drives us. Patrick, my youngest nephew is a Mets fan. He was railing me all weekend because I'm a Braves fan, and I'm like, look, dude, I get it. Y'all are talented and clicking on all cylinders right now, but it is a bit early to be, pumping your fist when there's a lot of baseball to be played. And but they're a great team, man. They're a talented team. I said, a lot of ifs have to happen. You got to be playing at the right time. That's a huge part of it. Yeah. So. Yeah, we got two New Yorkers and thus two Mets fans. They're a great team, though, man. They're playing really well, and their pitching is on point right now too. So, I can't. He's my youngest nephew is 20. He'll be 21 in 2 weeks. I'm cool enough that he's asked me to take him out for his 21st birthday. I'm like, wow, man, I'm honored. We'll do something once he turns 21. Now, last year we took him to New York, and a couple places didn't care what his age was. We may have partaken in a couple of cold ones, thanks to the New Yorkers up there. They treated us right. And I will say, like, 2 places I went, I'm a Gamecock fan, South Carolina Gamecocks. Mason Jar was a bar that we went to that it's all Gamecocks. The servers have Gamecock logos on their uniforms. Mason Jar in Times Square. Basically Times Square, maybe slightly outside of Times Square. And also McSorley's, man. Huge McSorley's fan. McSorley is one of the oldest bars in North America. I mean, the stories there. We went there and just had a great time talking to Gregory. He's kind of like the bouncer, but that dude is like graduated from, I can't remember. I don't want to insult anybody, Harvard or Princeton. I can't remember which one, but he graduated with honors from one of the 2 Ivy League schools, and super nice guy, very accomplished artist. He's had, so he's not just a bouncer at McSorley's. I Googled him after I was like, this dude's like, oh, for sure, man. I mean, just nothing going, man. No, the pitching was terrible. The hitting was terrible. But I'm like, I told my nephew, I'm like, look, we can make up. Now we do play 2 more series. I checked yesterday, 2 more series between now and the regular season's over. We can make up some ground as we, playing other. Interesting. All right. Yo, Circumstances. What's up? My boy, Real Rude. What's going on, man? Good to see you too, man. Been a little while. Whew. Man, you talk about tough to watch, dude. That is, they dismantle that team, man. But I mean, I get it, dude. Hey, your Royal stuff now in 10 years when they're good again, it's going to have a little wear on it, so that people will know you're not a bandwagon type fan. So people are going to know, like, this dude's hardcore Royals. He liked them when I saw them play the Red Sox. What's going on, Damien? Hey, I caught you on the tail end of that last one. I'm glad you could make it to this one. I appreciate you swinging by, buddy. If like, everybody here has got a YouTube channel. If you see anyone you don't know, jump in there, go check them out. Circumstances, of course, and I don't know if Marcus has. I watch Marcus every Wednesday on Indie Comic Reviews, where they review the books that are coming out. And I finally got to catch that live, and it was a ton of fun, man. It was so much fun, very knowledgeable. Good job interacting. I liked watching shows where they're interacting with the chat like we do here, Yeah, no kidding, man. So yeah, go check out Marcus. Go check out Sleepy Reader 666. Damien, Sleepy Reader, does a fantastic job. I really like his reviews. He puts a lot of thought into it, and I appreciate that. And it's his is an opinion that I trust. So if when you find somebody you trust and they're recommending certain books, you feel pretty good about what's what they have to say. So definitely check him out as well. Yeah. Cowboys got in a little fisticuffs yesterday at a joint practice with the Broncos. I saw. I haven't read the article yet, but I saw that pop up this morning. Absolutely, brother. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, Loretta, I got to go back. I had dinner with some coworkers last night, so I didn't watch Lorenzo was in the hot seat. So definitely, definitely check that out. Marcus, I think I wrenched you too, buddy. I took the time to do it, but I had to like Google how to do it. It's in YouTube Studio. There's a place to do it there. So so back to the books. That's why this can turn. It's an unboxing that can immediately turn into a hangout because I love interacting with you guys. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, I got to go back and watch it because Marcus said Gary, that was on Gary B, casual comic dude guy. Gary B, check him out, and he's interviewed quite a few people. In the Hot Seat is the name of the show that they do Thursday nights. I think it was 8:30 last night, and I ended up having some dinner with some folks, so I got to go back and watch it. But Marcus said on Wednesday he was gonna present the tough questions to Lorenzo. So Lorenzo was sweating it a little bit. He was a little nervous about. I wonder how much sleep he got the night before, worrying about what kind of questions Marcus was going to throw at him. So back to the books, folks. Well, we go off on tangents, but I like interacting with you guys. That's what this is all about for me. So, all right. So up next, this is another like new character and another book that's a little tough to find. I saw some people talking about it. This is Iron Fist, the Living Weapon. This cover is really cool, and I'll show you the cover, and then holy cow, somebody. All right, well I see what there's a scratch on the. I can't tell if that's on the. There's a little scratch. Might be a little bit, maybe in the packaging or something. God, that looks worse. It looks worse on. I think some of that's the plastic, but there is like a little nick there that's with a indention that goes down, like somebody raked something across it or something. Maybe it's not box cutter like. It looks like somebody rubbed the plastic. But anyway, Iron Fist, the Living Weapon. First appearance of Pei. She is an Iron Fist prodigy who gains the powers of Iron Fist, and I've seen a couple of shows talk about her and this book being a little tougher to find. And I looked it up on eBay, and I'm like, $25. Like I didn't want to pay $25 for it. I got to take that out of the bag and see what's up with that. But it looks like somebody. It almost looks like somebody took a paper clip and rubbed it right across the front of the book, so it indented the book. That there's a little nick on the edge. So, but this is probably a book. If I could find it for a good price, I'd get multiple copies of it. But I do like that cover. I'm not a huge Iron Fist fan, but it's a character that I wanted a first appearance of. And there again, I think maybe not a ton of people buying the Iron Fist stuff. So, I wanted to get her first appearance and, just to put up. Yeah. Man, I've got, I've got these. There's a huge, this is the biggest box I've ever got from my comic shop. Wait till you see this one. Dude, you got boxes, toys, Legos, action figures. Like, I mean, sometimes I don't, Patrick, sometimes when I'm watching your videos, I don't watch you. I'm too busy looking at the background to see what all you got behind you. So, if you haven't done it, because I can't remember if I started following you before or after we met in Charlotte for Heroes Con. Have you ever done a video where you walk around and kind of tour or show off some things? I'd be curious to see that. I love that cover, man. I agree with you 100%. Love it. No kidding, man. I hear you. Yeah, I like Phil. What is going on, buddy? That's what I was hoping for, Phil. Is it what's for lunch? What's for lunch, man? I know Phil has been trying to eat better and has lost some weight and really doing a great job of it. So you might have to do like a weight loss video, Phil. Tell us your secrets. Give us a plan to follow. So thanks for swinging by, buddy. I'm glad. I was hoping that this time slot would be something where like, hey man, it's Friday. I don't feel like doing anything. Let's tune in to Southpaw Brad and see what's going on. You know, I knew it. I knew it. Soylent for lunch. I bought one of. I mentioned in we're in a chat on Instagram, and I mentioned in that chat that I bought one because I was like in a pinch, and I was at Publix, and they had a Soylent. I was like, I'm gonna try it, and it was actually filling, man. It actually did the trick. So plenty of protein, got a lot of nutrients in it. It's a soy based like meal replacement drink, I guess, with chock full of nutrients. So I had a feeling. I didn't remember if it was breakfast or lunch or how often are you drinking those things. But they were good. It was like $3.99, I think, a bottle. I'm sure you found you buy them by the case and have found them for an incredible deal. I'm sure that works. That could work. You know that could work. Buy comics with your food budget, and then you're not tempted to spend it on 3 a day. Do you eat any whole meals a day? That's interesting, dude. That seems like a lot. A lot of liquid. That seems like a lot of liquid diet. We might just have to hook up like we could feed them to you intravenously, and then you just tap in, like buy it by the keg or something, and just tap in, and a Soylent station in your house. Yeah, that's awesome. It was tasty though. I got the chocolate. Very good. Yeah, I bet, man. I remember when you were sorting through that thing. The box of 2 reads was probably about it. The comics that you need to read was about as big as my entire collection. So that's awesome. Then Phil's also since gotten into hockey cards and some soccer cards and stuff like that too. So man, there's a lot of slippery slopes we can fall down. I just saw a little light flicker. So if I happen to lose power, we will reconvene at another time. But I think I'm good. It's been raining all morning here. So 6 cases a month. Holy cow. So each day, do you eat any whole meals? See, this is where we go. We talk about comic books. We talk about real life stuff. It's what we do here at Southpaw Brad's channel. So while I'm waiting on Phil to answer, because I am genuinely interested in this. Up next, let's see, where is Avengers Next #5? I don't know. This was like a super cheap book, and this is the first appearance of Selene. I guess it's Selene. This is Loki's daughter. So Avengers Next is in a different universe, but I'm like, it's kind of a cool character, and I mean, I think I probably paid like less than $2 for this book. The cover price is $2.99. So, to me, that's like, hey, grab a couple of those and just throw them in a box. I mean, you never know if something could come of it, and if something doesn't, who cares? It was $1.80 or whatever. So, it might be. So I'm in South Carolina, so it might be heading your way, Patrick. Wait, I missed something. I absolutely missed. Let's see. Man, stop. Get out of here. it's just the gray. We really don't look anything alike. Brother John and his actual brother look alike. Y'all are you serious? I'm sorry, John. Hey, look, John, I need to apologize to you for these comments. I'm sorry, buddy. Um, I apologize wholeheartedly. That's funny. Y'all crazy, man. I'm gonna find y'all's doppelgangers if you don't stop picking on us. I'm gonna go out and find one. Huh. Very nice. Look at you, man. Good for you, Phil. That's awesome, buddy. You have to feel better. That's like the best part of. Sounds good, buddy. Thanks for swinging by. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Um, so yeah, Selene, daughter of Loki. Pretty cool. Then we've got first cover appearance of Khonshu, and I think this Jeff Lemire run was what they used for a lot of that show. Khonshu on the cover there, and he came, in the show he came to him as a kid, so I think they used some of that storyline from the Jeff Lemire run. I like Jeff Lemire. I haven't read that because I don't have a lot of those books in the run. I picked up an extra one of these, Strange Academy. This is 18B, and I'm going back and kind of connecting the dots because I've heard it was a really good story, but there were some good characters in there too. But first appearance of Howie on the cover. This book had heated up a little bit, but if you missed out and you want one, go to my comic shop. I think they got them for like $5 or something. I got it because I was like, God, I had a feeling it might kind of take off, but it never did, man. Speculation is just that. It's speculation. It's never an exact science. Yeah, I could see that. That's my oldest nephew calling me. I'm gonna send him. Tell him I'll call him right back when I get done. So yeah, it's just that, man. I mean, if we knew exactly what was going to pop, these covers had done really well, and I don't know if I was thinking that they did not reveal the image quick enough for this not to pop off, but it kind of, it fizzled quickly. So, all right, well, because we both at times will wear glasses and it's all good. I mean, I'm flattered. He's probably crying in the corner somewhere with thanks, Patrick. I appreciate it, buddy. I know, man. It kind of didn't hit like I was hoping, but I got several copies because I was like, I'll sell a few and get something else I want. I'm not I don't have like a comic selling business, any kind of online presence. I have a whatnot to buy comics. I don't have a whatnot to sell comics. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. What are they calling it? The second semester or whatever. Last but certainly not least. So this is I've bought I had not found this. This is another one that I've been tracking, haven't found in quite a while. And or hadn't been able to find. And when I look on eBay, they're $25 a piece. This was the Ghost Rider run, issue 28. And it's a cover. There's a cover A and a cover B. That's what two connecting covers, and it is to see them both together. And I bought both of them. I saw them both on my comic shop at the same time and bought them. Sweet, man. Yeah, let's sub each other up. I saw them both and bought them, and then I've since seen them pop up again. I was like, for $8, man, and these are selling for $25 a piece on eBay. I'm gonna jump on it. So somewhere in a different box is both of these, the cover A and the cover B, that are connecting covers. But just so you can see, I mean, this Marc Silvestri, Ghost Rider, and he's battling like on this side of the connecting cover. He's battling like Spirit of Vengeance or something, who has like a blue bike. The wheels are blue and they're crossing over down here. Great cover, man. This cover is awesome. Marc Silvestri. I love Marc Silvestri. In fact, if you haven't seen it, I think it's on like Freevee or something like that. Go if you haven't seen it, man, go check out that Image. I think it's called Image Revolution. I'm gonna keep that up there because it's such a good cover while I'm talking. Image Revolution, and it just talks about them working at Marvel and just deciding like, hey, we're not getting the respect we deserve. Let's do our own thing. And it was all about the story of them starting out, and they were freaking rock stars, man, absolute rock stars. And Marc Silvestri was part of that. You see his signature stacked, his stacked signature there, and he's been doing that forever. But just a great, man. I love the chains. It's reminiscent to me of McFarlane's Spider-Man with the webbing. How the webbing's just everywhere, man. The chains are everywhere. So go check out, look at these two covers. Ghost Rider, this is volume 4 from 2006. Well, it started in 2006. So this year on this book would be much later because this is issue 28. But issue 28, A and B, and look at the connecting covers, and they're going to look awfully good side by side on a shelf or something. But Marc Silvestri did both, and I'm just like, dude, I fell in love with them. Not a huge Ghost Rider fan, but I am I used to like to draw, and I'm trying to get back into it now. I'm making a little progress, baby steps. So I'm still attracted to that stuff, man. As much as I say, like, I'm not a fan of variants, stuff like that, I just can't. I can even be broken of that. Oh, one more book here. This was a limited, because this was Dynamic Forces. 1100 and something. So I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and somewhere in one of these boxes is that rabbit hole. I started looking at Dynamite comics, and on my last video, I shared a couple of the Dynamite books that I bought, and it was like Draculina, Rose Besch cover, 1 in 25, and a couple of other like $6 Million Man, Bionic Man, written by Kevin Smith. And I started looking at Dynamite, and I swear, man, I took a half a day looking at Dynamite comics and just seeing like, holy cow, like they are on board with the variant thing. And while I don't like that typically, I'll buy them for a good price. I mean, I'm cheap, I'll buy them for a good price. So I go looking, and here's the other thing. So Green Hornet was another one. I remember Green Hornet. I thought he was cool when he popped up in the Adam West Batman. I was like, dude, this is the best thing ever. So when he popped up there, man, I was just like, I was all about it. So it kind of took me down a little bit of a rabbit hole. What's up, Shop for Comics? I agree, man. I agree. I'm becoming a fan. I have been buying the current run. I read the first few issues. I'm a little bit behind on it, but I'm enjoying it. Oh man, it gets me every time. Oh goodness, look at this. It's my girl Sheena. What's up? Sheena's the awesomest. Love me some Sheena. Like super fan, and like always super supportive. Great, and like Sheena, I miss seeing your backdrop when you did your videos with the girls, the ladies. I'm sorry, the ladies. I said girls, the ladies. I miss seeing your backdrops. You've got like all that's another one where I can kind of get lost in the backdrop and see um like all the like trade paperbacks and Funko Pops and all kind of like cool stuff, man. I just get lost looking at that stuff. Yeah, man, that Rose Best Draculina is cool too because it's like a monotone drawing, and it's got some purple and pink on it. It's a cool one. She's doing like some Sheena ones too. Um, I appreciate you. Yeah, man. Everybody like Sheena's a rock star, man. She just walks into the room and everybody notices her. She's the bomb. So I went down this rabbit hole with the whole Green Hornet thing. So come to find out, Kevin Smith wrote it. There's a lot of haters. He's like the Nickelback of comic book writers, but Kevin Smith wrote it. I like him. I like him just fine. I don't love all of the movies, but there's some I like. Um, I like Dogma than a lot, better than some of the other ones. Dogma was good, and I liked Mallrats better than Clerks, I think. So, but I like him, and he's a comic book fan. I mean, he um somebody was talking this week like he absolutely destroyed He-Man. I didn't even watch He-Man, but I think he's a fan, and he tries. So he wrote for Dynamite Comics. He wrote a Green Hornet run, and none other than Alex Ross did the cover A's for that Green Hornet run. So I'm like, look, I mean, so Kevin Smith wrote the first 10 issues of the Green Hornet for Dynamite. Alex Ross did the cover A's for the first 15 covers. So I'm like, I could easily see me buying up, the first 15 of that run easy just for like straight cover buy. As much as I like to um like diss, to use an old person term. It's an old person term now. As much as I like to throw shade at variants and stuff, and just buying covers for cover's sake, it is kind of because I like to draw when I was younger. It is kind of how I started collecting, because you didn't go to the comic shop long enough, or frequently enough, to put together a run. Like, that's what do you mean run? I've got issue, you know, 202 of Amazing Spider-Man, and my next one's 210 or something, or 215. I mean, you just didn't, that wasn't high on the list of priorities when you can't drive. So yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again now. That was a cool one. Rufus. Rufus, the what was he, the 13th apostle or something? It's been a long time since I've seen it. There you go. Yeah, man, it's. I went there with my nephews last year, and it was a ton of fun. Like, it's a newer shop. Got my picture taken with Mike Zapsik. I miss it too, man. We went and met all those guys. Awesome, dude. All right, so you just gave me one more reason, Damien. I'm definitely gonna do it then. I'm gonna do it. Hey, Diamond Princess, this is the hardest working woman in sports card, folks. She's got a segment of time out of her day where she can join us in the chat. So every time I happen to log into YouTube, Diamond Princess is live and holding court. She's doing her thing. So if you go check it out, man, even if you may not say, well, I'm not into cards, go check it out, because Diamond Princess is one of the most supportive people in the community, and just does a fantastic job. And if you want to learn how to run a tight ship in the YouTube game, go check out our girl Diamond Princess, man. She is fantastic. Awesome. And she's got a good thing going over there, and she's doing her thing, man. That is, it's great. So thank you so much for being here. Let me get around to this book I've been talking about. So this is Green Hornet Blood Ties. So this was a follow-up to that Green Hornet. The only reason I bought this was for this Dynamic Forces 1936 copies signed by Donnie Desjardins. And I wasn't sure how to pronounce his name. I actually went David Finch. I started following because I'm trying to get back into drawing. David Finch. Subscribe to his YouTube channel, man. He is doing like live drawings where he has guest artists on, and that's where I figured out how to say Johnny Desjardins' name. Johnny D is he's the coolest dude. He's a smooth character, but he drew the cover and signed this issue. And I got this. I was like, it was like $6 or $8 or something. I was like, hell yeah, man. Let me jump on that. I like me a good signed book with and it's a cool place to sign, you know, cool place to sign. So Johnny D's signature, and it was like $6 or $8, man. I had to have that. So he did a lot of covers on this run. So this one is also pretty cool. So yeah, Damien, you got me. You've sold me now, man. I am absolutely going to. I'm absolutely going to buy that run now because, as I've said previously, Damien's reviews. Damien's a name I trust. So if he says something's good, then I'm jumping on it. So box 2. Let's hop on another box here because I've got. Dude, I mean, I bet there's stuff from February mixed in here, but I gave up. I'm taking the most recent ones that I buy. So this box, this would easily be the biggest box I've gotten from my comic shop ever. This box is FOC, and the great thing about my comic shop, now their ordering system is a little archaic on the FOC side. I'll give you that. But the thing they do, when the books ship, if you have bought any books like past issues or anything on regular My Comic Shop, not FOC, you can either choose to ship it, it's about $10, or you can piggyback your FOC order, which is $5 shipping, flat rate shipping. So shipping this was $5. There's not a better price in the game, folks, than that. So yeah, she's running court over there, man. She's got a tight ship and a lot of people looking. If you want to know how to do the YouTube game, go watch our lady over there take care of business. She has a great show, and it's a lot of fun to watch. And she's opening packs, and like as busy as you are on that show, I don't see. We got a couple Dogma fans in the chat. As busy as she is, she does a great job of I'm like, she's never gonna see this comment. I'll just comment and say, "Hey, Diamond Princess," but I'm like, there's so many people in there and so many people talking. I'm like, she'll never see this. And sure enough, hey, Southpaw Brad, she'll like. I'm like, she's running a tight ship over there. So go check her out, man. She's awesome, awesome, Trev. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, she is. And she's another one that's really subscribes to this. Like, hey, if you're watching my content, I'm going to watch your content. I mean, she gets it. She gets it. So, and I've enjoyed the card thing. I mean, I'm going to have to now. I'm not a pack ripper too much, Diamond Princess, but now have I bought some singles that I need to open? Yeah, these are all rookie cards that I'm speculating on that I'm going to open at some point live. So yeah, I'm in the card game a little bit too, but I just don't rip packs. To me, it's more practical to just like, why don't I just buy the rookie I want? For a couple of bucks, I'll buy a rookie. I'll speculate on the potential for their success on the year and do that. So we're going to open this beast box I just got in for my comic shop, and this is exactly what I did. FOC, $5 shipping, and then a piggyback. Like, I think this might be 2 regular My Comic Shop orders. So please bear with me. I have no idea. Because you do have to wait. Like when you order stuff, you do have to wait for it to ship because your FOC is not going to ship until the books are ready. Whew. So some of these things I might need to look up as we go. Okay, it's 2 stacks. And these came in since, so I did Brian's show this morning. These came in since, we did that. I showed that show, or showed the stacks on his show this morning. These have come in since then. So let's just see what we got. Now, some of these will be easy because it's just FOC stuff. In fact, that's exactly what this first pack is. I see the packing slip here. Looks like this is FOC stuff, but bear with me. I might have to look up a few of these things because, we might need to do a little research on, hey, why exactly did I buy this book? That happens, and it happens more frequently the older you get too. So, unfortunately, folks, yeah, they tacked on 2, so they're calling them mega store. Their mega store shipments were tacked on to the FOC. So we'll we'll figure it out. All right, so let's see. All right, so first we've got this will be very easy because this is like so the first thing I picked up, this was the second print on that Avengers Forever with Vibranium Man. I just picked up a couple of those just to have. I got the first print. Don't necessarily love the name. I mean, I think the name's kind of lame, but I don't know. I probably could have skipped those, but that's the other thing. Like the FOC stuff, a lot of that stuff's 35% off. So my LCS gives me 10%, I think 10 or 15%. So I have a pull list with them, but if I want, a few of something, so I was kind of like the Mandalorian. I wanted to get a couple of each copy, so it was just cheaper for me to order at my comic shop at 35% off and $5 shipping than it was to get it at my LCS. And I think, even though this is retelling of the story that was in the show, I think this will be an important book somewhere down the way. And this is one where, oh, Southpaw Brad, I thought you didn't fall into the trap of the variant cover. Well, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. Yeah, I like the fact that we have followers from other lines, from other places. It's cool. So, John Tyler Christopher action figure. I got 3. I really like the cover A lot. It kind of looks like a movie poster or something to me. But I did want to get a couple of the other covers on this. And issue 2's got the first full appearance of Grogu, so issue 2 will be important. So even though this is a retelling, this is another variant cover. I got a couple of those. So I still, as much as I like, want to rag on our, the variant cover game, I'm like, I still fall into it. I'm like, gosh, I got to get a couple of each one, don't I? And that's what they want suckers like Southpaw Brad to be doing this. And this is the Pride variant. I do like that cover. That's cool. So I got a few of those. I don't usually do the I don't usually do the acetate or the acetate. I just saw Phil's comment down there. I don't usually do the ratio variants unless I can find them for a good price. If I can find them for a good price, then I'll do that. What's going on? I just subbed you, CRG, after you hopped in my chat last video. Hope you're doing well, man. part of the Team Nerd Herd, got a relatively new individual channel. Go sub him up and let's it's the name that lives in infamy. I think to be a speculator, you have to actually sell comics, Trev. That's the part I'm lacking on. Is I'm a big fan of buying them. I tend to hang on to them, and no acetate covers. But I might do my own variant. You know, Southpaw Brad exclusive, and limit those. I do have a background because my background is in graphic design, and I used to draw. I could probably do a pretty good acetate cover for one of these. You know. I don't know what a 1 of 1 would be worth, but yeah, I feel pretty confident I could come up with something. I'll maybe do my own. Me too, Rude. I fell into that trap, man. I did it too. And make sure I'm sure you already know this, but make sure you get issue 2 because that'll be the issue 2 is going to be the first full appearance or first story appearance of Grogu. They both appeared on a variant cover of Darth Vader or Star Wars. Which was it? I can't remember. But anyway, it was yeah, they did the gold cover, and then the second print was the silver cover. So first cover was on that, but yeah, we're getting, first appearance of Mandalorian in issue 1. First appearance of Grogu in story in issue 2. So y'all pick those up, man. It's probably a good thing they'll make a ton of them, So don't plan on retiring on those, but because there'll be a ton of 9/8s out there and stuff. But I'm with you, Rude. That is a very cool it's a cool little run. Exactly. I know. I'm trying to break the trend, man, but one person can't do it. I know, man. I know. I'm a sucker, dude. I fall for it. I fall for the trap too, even though I hate on it. Also on Whatnot, so make sure you check them out on Whatnot too. Excellent. Perfect. There you go. We're on to something, Phil. I had my first job out of college was actually at a printing company, so I may have some knowledge. I have enough knowledge to know that it is not easy to marry a second cover to an existing trimmed book because the process is actually you take let's say they're called, you don't need to hear it. I'm on a little bit of a tangent now, but you basically take, like, this is the book, and the pages are printed in sheets, and those sheets are collated and folded together. And so what they do is if your acetate cover is collated with the original printing, and so it is very tough to go back on a folded, and because it's all done in one, there's one machine. So these all go in collated, folded, stapled, and trimmed. So how is that acetate cover even with the rest of the book? I mean, you go back and marry that cover later, it's really tough to do that. So I would like to inspect one just to see, but I know it's tough to do. It's really hard. So sweet. Hey, there we go. I might if I'll wait a while until that thought wears off, and then I'll ask you for your address, Diamond Princess, and we'll too bad there aren't, we need like a cards should do like comics do and do blanks. Do blank cards with the banner and have somebody draw a card. I might be on to something here. Huh. I'm just gonna kill it, man. I can't even hear it. They're slim pickings, dude. Period. It is slim pickings. On the card front. There you go. Yeah. So that's is that second appearance of Spider Gwen? That's man, that's crazy. I'm getting back into it, man. I am. I've got some there's some stuff at my feet here where I've actually started doing some things. I'm getting back into it. Whoa, man, I gotta track this down now. I guess this will be my next rabbit hole there, Trev, is finding um these blank cards that we can draw on. That's cool, man. That is really cool. Dude, you've been holding off on selling those. You've been talking about it for a while, but I haven't seen any activity yet. So, um, couple of yeah, this was I was kind of digging these Ghost Rider variants, so I picked this one up. So, um, what exactly is this dude's name? Avengers 58. I have been liking these. Okay. I've been liking these Ghost Rider variants, obviously, since I picked up, I've been picking up some of those, man. That I think it's that same run that Silvestri that I showed earlier. And there in that run, there's a ton of like that's when you start realizing, like, hey, there's well, technically that's not right. I mean, I am opening two boxes. Now I added two since the last time. That's the problem. That's the real problem. It's technically it's gone down. I'll have to document photos of whenever I add stuff. It's tough, man. But I need to do, it's been 2 weeks since I did a video, so this should help. So that whole run had it's when they realized, like, hey, there have been other Ghost Riders. Um so I have enjoyed picking up. Those are kind of tough to find. Again, there's not a lot of people buying those. I know, man, it's crazy. It's insane. There wasn't a lot of people buying those Ghost Riders. I agree, man. I've loved it. I've really liked it. I'm buying them. I know. We're going to get through this second box for sure. Avengers 58. This is the first appearance of Ghost Ronin, so it's a samurai Ghost Rider. I thought that was kind of neat, and they have like that run, Volume 4 that Mark Silvestri was on. He did. There were a lot of new Ghost Riders in that run. So I was like, well, I'll pick that one up, man. It's a neat cover, and I'm not reading a ton of Avengers, but I just thought it was neat. And this one was just like straight up Black Chrysanthemum. God, I can't say. I just said it in my head before I tried to say it. Black Chrysanthemum cover, Han Solo and Chewbacca, and I just like that one, Black Chrysanthemum. So I just like that one. So I picked it up. Um, so another stack. Let's see. I got to be careful. I can't cut these because I don't want to cut through the bag and board. Now, after I get done with this, I'm going to do some laundry. This is kind of work from home / take care of some things that you neglect during the work week. So that's why I wanted to hop on and do this. All right, give me a quick second to sort these things. Oh, yeah. It's all coming back to me. As well as I have this anxiety about, like, why did you buy this? I kind of get some of that anxiety about this stuff when I'm okay. All right. This is all right. I just want, some of these are mixed up, so I just want to do a quick. And if I need to look something up, if it's pertinent, then I will do so. And if it's not, then we won't worry about it. We'll just keep on rolling. Because my plan was to get this to, we're almost at an hour and a half. I think that's pretty good for what we've been doing, you know, pretty good for the amount of material we've had. And just think about all the stuff we've talked about. We've talked about drawing. We've talked about the printing process. Where else are you getting this information, folks? Nowhere. Nowhere. This is it. You're only getting it here. That's a new, I'm kind of separating. There's a couple of newer books in here as well. And when I get multiple copies, I just like to have them together. I think it makes going through these stacks a little bit easier. These are cool. I'm going to keep these off to the side. I've got some, yeah, this was a cool little, got some cool ones in here. So we're going to start out with a couple of these newer books. I'm not sure. This one's not newer. This one's not. But so I don't know. There was some kind of first appearance in this. Maybe this is Ghost Ronin on the cover. He is there. And so, you know, I was connecting a couple of these runs. Maybe I'll go back and read these. Who's writing Avengers? Aaron. So I don't know. Maybe I'll go read this. I don't know if anybody's reading. I actually need to be doing more videos for real estate. That's what's going to cause me to sleep in my car, not having keeping the thing that funds this, keeping that rolling. Yeah, it's the beauty. You know, you just fixed the problem. I'm not married. So, and I've got, you know, if I ever have company, then this door stays shut. Nobody, this is my sanctuary, man. This is the back cave, man. You don't let people in the back cave. Yeah, and if you need pointers on how to hide stuff from your wife, see Circumstance. I don't know how that man hides these credit card receipts, but he's doing it somehow. He's doing it somehow. So he's got it down to a science. I know, man. That's you get it all here, Sid. That's what we do. After I get done today, so we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So actually it has gone down one because I think my last count was 19. So we will have eliminated one box. Sweet. Yeah, there you go. I like a deal, man. I am all about a deal. I'm all about it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I did that for a while, and just like that's why I really can't believe that there's a 10 because I know how difficult it is to go back. It's already folded, and you try and match that up and have the edges match up. It's tough to do. I'd like to inspect one of those. There you go. Okay, there we go. Here's some inside information here. I know, man. It's hard. It's not in my nature at all. Yeah, Damien's got it figured out. Hidden bank account. So yeah, okay. The Avengers 57. I needed, well, this is why I've read the first 2 issues of the new series of Ghost Rider, did not have issue 3. I need to go back and check. I might be missing 4 as well, but I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read it, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying the artwork. It's been great. So, I don't remember why exactly I bought this book, but we'll just double check real quick. Yeah, that was having that. Now the printing process has probably changed a bit, but I am curious how they were able to. I don't know. I'll have to check on this one, but this is a big issue and cool cover. Thunderbolts 100. I'll have to double check why what I saw that attracted me to this, but I do like the cover. And I think maybe there is a transition in the team. And I think, I don't know, it's kind of weird to me that that team would command, like that first book in Hulk would command such attention when we're not likely to ever see any of those people in the show. You know, I mean, none of those are top tier. They're basically villains who took on monikers that were, they were trying to portray themselves as heroes, and so. Yeah. There you go. Getting a lot of good pointers here, folks. A lot of good pointers. Absolutely. A lot of good pointers. This book I like a lot. This is from Top Cow. And clearly I did. Now, as much as I went down the Green Hornet rabbit hole, I did another one for Michael Turner. And I was like, Michael Turner's got some really dope covers. Like there's a lot of them. I did some research. I found out what his first cover was. That's a $3 book. I'm like, that would be cool. You know, if you're a Michael Turner fan, that would be a really cool, really cool book to have, like his first. This one is a Michael Turner cover and also a fairly significant book. This is a cover B, you know. So I go on Brian LCS's show and talk about how variants are killing the industry, and then I do my live stream and show variants. That's the way it goes. Tomb Raider Witchblade, and it's the first appearance of Tomb Raider. And I kind of track these books, man. I'm like, if they ever get Tomb Raider right, where, if Tomb Raider had the prestige and the continuity of Raiders of the Lost Ark or James Bond, this would be a much more important book. And there's a couple of different covers, but this would be a really cool, like Michael Turner cover. Tomb Raider right on the front. If they could get it right, man, that would be a cool franchise, dude. It's I'm a fan of that. So I would like to see that happen. And also my take on, I was a huge Indiana Jones fan growing up. And what I would like to see happen is I'd like to see them do Indiana Jones just like they're doing James Bond. Just keep the story rolling. And if you need to plug in a new Bond, then do it, and just keep rolling. Daniel Craig, I think his last movie is his last. So he's done now. So they'll have another Bond. I think they should do Raiders of the Lost Ark that way. And I think they should either have Chris Pratt or Bradley Cooper be Indiana Jones and just keep on rolling. I don't need to see geriatric Indiana Jones out still hunting treasure. I need to see, like, let's just, hey, we aged him down. We're keeping rolling. We're doing more stories. That's what I would do with that franchise. So, yeah. Yeah, I could Chris Pratt, like I could see him doing that easily. So when we were in Charlotte at Heroes Con, ton of people were talking about uh, Daniel Warren Johnson, and unfortunately, Brother John is not still. I don't think he's still in here. He's not chatting. He might still be listening. We got 15 people listening, man. So that's what I was talking about. I've got 137 subscribers, and we get more than 10% of those subscribers are watching. I'm honored, man. Thank you so much for checking us out on a Friday afternoon. Tons of people. Daniel Warren Johnson was there, and person after person kept talking about Murder Falcon. And I started looking into it because I'm like, all right, if I trust these people, if they say it's good, I want to check it out. So I start doing a little dive into yeah, man, I appreciate that. Yeah, I like that. I like interacting with a bigger percentage of my subscribers. That's cool. So I start looking into it. There's a super cool, and here I am talking about freaking variants again. I'm still sucker for it. But they have one that, and the reason I like these, they're cover homages to cool like metal album covers. So there's like a Shout at the Devil Motley Crue, and there's a Megadeth, one of their covers, and I think maybe like a Dio or something. I'm like, that's in my, that's got me interested. I'm interested for sure. So I start looking, and it's a tough series to find. And so apparently it's, their like of it is warranted. So thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. That's what I planned. I was like, I'll just, we'll just do something and let people listen while they work, man. Let's ease people into the weekend. Let's get there. Let's start the party a little early. Let's get there. Let's get there together. Let's get to that 5 o'clock bell. Let's get there together. So I couldn't find it, but I did find this, and I thought this was really cool. And I'll have to show this to Brother John. But Murder Falcon, and I found an ash can of Murder Falcon. I was like, that's pretty cool. These things can be kind of neat. So it wasn't super expensive, and I was like, hey, I'll pick that up. If it's as good as people are talking about, I want to check it out. But I thought the ash can, I'm like, maybe that's something a lot of people don't have, and if they like it, it's a cool collectible, So what's going on, 22 Comics? Thanks for swinging by, man. We still got some stuff to show, so you're right on time. I don't know, Damien. Maybe. I mean, that makes me feel good. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Boosting a man's ego. I appreciate y'all doing that for me. This is one that I just keep buying. I just have to buy it if I see it for a good price. And I've started seeing the price tick up a little bit. So this is Uncanny X-Men 184. First appearance of Forge. I've got several of these, and I'm just like, if I can find these for less than $10, I think this is just like an underappreciated, undervalued book. First appearance of Forge. He's involved to this day. He's involved right now. And he's a character that they just really they've never tried to use, but maybe now that Marvel can do the X-Men, maybe they're like, hey, look, let's don't do the status quo. Let's shake things up. Let's throw a Forge on the team. Let's have him involved. So I keep buying this one, man. I think just for $10, I'm like, I think the book is more important than $10. I think it's just a more important book. And that's, I can sit here and talk about Adam Warlock, but that's not a book I'm going to go buy. I'll spend $10 on Forge. Is he as important of a character? I don't know. Maybe not. But price does dictate what I recommend. And I'm, you see I'm buying what I'm recommending. So yeah, I'm a fan, dude. I am a fan. Yeah, man. It's not going to break the bank, and it's something that you can do. And 22 Comics knows, hey, if you aren't subbed to him, check him out. I got to go check your last video because he's all about like, hey, here's what's hot, but here's what you can get on, a budget, lower, let's keep budget in mind when we're recommending things. So he's all over that too. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think there's a chance there. I think there's some legs there. So let's see what we got next. Let's see. Shoot, what is that? I'll have to look this one up too. All right, so I knew this. I knew this one. This is another one I've kind of been tracking to I think, I wouldn't typically say that um me too. Me too. I've mentioned that one earlier. Yeah. And get that one there's also a red stripe version of that one. I'm buying that one. In fact, wait, dang it, I always do that. That one might be a 9.8 of Blink. So they're saying they'll definitely use her somewhere down the line. Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm with you on that one. Awesome, cool. So you got another sub, man. How about that? And check out Damien, dude. He is a reviewer extraordinaire, and he'll hit on some indie books too. So he's very thorough and really good. So I don't typically say let's buy first appearances of villains unless I can get them for a good price. So I picked up Carrion, first appearance of Carrion, the zombie dude that fights Spider-Man, and there's been 3 iterations of Carrion, all 3 of which you can get for a pretty cheap price. So a couple bucks, man. I would say don't speculate on villains unless you can get them for a couple of bucks. Then, if your couple of dollar investment, if he were to ever pop up, your couple of dollar investment becomes a $30 or $40 book. I'm happy with that. Everything doesn't have to be $500. Everything doesn't have to be $100. If I spend $3 on a book and it's a $40 book, Brad's happy. I'm very happy. So that's my caveat on the villains. Don't spend a ton of money for them. This one's another one. Web of Spider-Man. They kind of miscut this one, but this is considered printing, so it's good. Web of Spider-Man 15, first appearance of Chance. I'm like, Chance would be a cool villain to either be in an animated or live action. Have him be like a secondary character in something. But Chance was the guy I'm like, first saw him when McFarlane was drawing him, and I like Chance, and this is a $2-3 book. So I'm like, it's worth. I'll pick up some of these. Get some directs, get you some newsstands of these characters, and if you can get them for cheap, then do it's worth picking up for that. Don't I'm not going to tell you to when that book becomes $20, you're not going to hear me talking about it. When that book becomes a $10 or $15 book, you're not going to hear me talking about it. So this one I really like, and there's also a director's cut version of this book. Yeah, man, I love that. I love that. I hear you. I hear you. I've got a load that just finished up. So when I get done with this, I'm going to grab some lunch and I'm finishing my laundry. So I am right on board with you. This one kind of tough to find, and now that Marvel's getting into, I say tough. I had tracked it for a while, and then I started seeing copies pop up for, I'd say less than $5 on this book. It's worth getting. Nick Fury's Howling Commandos, and it's like the monster version of his Howling Commandos. Got 2 of those, and I don't know if those are. I'm not sure how they did that. If those are direct or newsstand. It says direct edition. Okay, so they still have the barcode, and it says direct edition there. But this is like the monster version of the Howling Commandos, and it's just it's a cool book. I have read this. It's neat. It's interesting. So I pick these up when I see them, and again for a few bucks. I'm like, it's just it's a neat storyline. And they've done some of these Howling Commandos with other characters, and um it's been cool to see that, that development over time. I mean, there's the Howling Commandos of Shield that came later. Dum Dum Dugan, and he's a clone, and he realizes, like, every time he dies he appears, and they've got a room full of his clones, so he's just being cloned and you know reused. So yes, yes. And use a dryer sheet, fellas. If you want to impress the ladies at the grocery store, your Kroger's, your Publix, and whatnot, use a nice dryer sheet. It complements your cologne well. I don't ever go into the grocery store looking like a bum. I look like $1,000,000 because I have to be on my A game at all times. So I agree, man. I think he should be back. He wasn't on the stage though. That's the thing that might lead me to think. I mean, they've resurrected all of them. All of them have been resurrected at some point in Wakanda. So yeah, I could definitely see that. Duggan, I said Dugan, Duggan. Yeah, yeah. So Howling Commandos of Shield, and it's got like it's a monster team, and he's the leader of a monster team. And Glyph, first appearance of Glyph, who is a character that Mikey Sutton has said they're definitely going to use. First appearance of Glyph. Um, uh, it's got that team also has Hit Monkey on it. Track that down. You can find the book for $4. It's a good spec book. I've got a stack of them. It's a good spec book. But it's also a cool story. I mean, track it down and check it out. I have the Gain regular Gain dryer sheets, Phil. You learn to see there. This. That's what makes this channel unique. You learn a little bit of everything. Dryer sheets in your clothes. It's a nice compliment to your cologne. I have a stable of different colognes that I like to use, and I track the the response based on the cologne. Hey, this one's got good marks. So yes, first appearance would be there, and then they have a standalone series that's comes after that. So yeah, I've been stacking that first appearance too, man. It was dude, I glad you like that. I'm you know, once they find out I'm into comic books and sports cards, it's all bets are off. I agree, dude. I love that cover. It's in my want list at my comic shop, and I'll never ever see it. It's just like one of those deals where I don't get my hopes up that it'll ever. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Learn a little bit of something here, folks, with Southpaw Brad hanging out on a Friday afternoon. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want to give anything away yet, Damien, but they're working on some things. Technology these days. I showed this last time, and this is a book that when I see it, I get it because I think this is a cool character. But Wolverine and the X-Men #1, first appearance of Nature Girl. She is heading up they got a new team coming, X-Men Green. She's heading up that team. And I think there's going to be some environmentally conscious, you know, um, they'll have an environmentally conscious, um, environmentally conscious team. So yeah, I'm I'm liking that character. And I like that when they introduce character, they use them. It's the thing I say about DC. Like, I'd like to see DC. I think I'm as into DC now as I ever have been. I'm getting both Detective Comics and Batman for the writers. And I'd like to see them do something with. It looks like maybe Ghostmaker might be a good play. You know, that might be someone um, that they are thinking about using. They've made Ghostmaker kind of an important character. Um, what's up, Nick's Kicks and Comics? How are you doing? I can't wait to meet. I was supposed to meet Nick this year in Charlotte, and that nasty COVID bug struck his family. And hope your wife is recovering and doing well. Um, and I hope she. I never lost, like when I had COVID, I never lost my smell or taste or anything. I did get COVID toe. I found out from my doctor that's a real thing. One of my toes is like very swollen, crazy. So I hope she's recovering well, man, and good to see you. Oh boy, I'm scared of AOKs from you, man. I would be scared of an AOK from you. Um, but that's a very nice gesture. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's I tried it once. It didn't stick. Um, yes, that's right. I saw that on FOC, and Nature Girl feature first appearance in this book is going to be the leader of X-Men Green. I don't know what I she has some ties to like the nature, you know, the environment. Um, so good folks, man. We got some good folks. And we've hovered around like 12 to 15 um people, you know. So that's pretty good to have folks pop in and check you out and I know. Yeah, they keep you know, keep adding to these teams. Yeah, I've heard stories about that. Don't worry. Don't worry. She's more attractive than Swamp Thing, I'd say. She's Swamp Thing without the vines and stuff. That's why I'm scared. That's oops, sorry, it jumped on me. That's why I'm scared because you give the best AOKs. I've seen you give AOKs. That's what scares me. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's a good. Oh, you've got the good one. Ah, good for you, man. That's awesome. I can't. I mean, you had to. Did you have you found that since, um, or did you buy that off the rack or something? I'm curious. That's yeah. That's I'm curious about that. Digger Jim, what is going on? Hey, I'll show you since brother John was in earlier, and this is something that you guys. I'll show him on Instagram or something later, but this is something you guys might find interesting. Ever since y'all were Digger Jim is one of the culprits. Ever since y'all were talking about Murder Falcon, I went on a little deep dive and tried to find some those. And what I really want is the homage covers, like the metal slash you know, rock covers variants that they did. That's what I really want to get. But I did find this, and it's the Murder Falcon ash can. Um, so I was like, hey, I'll at least pick this up. This is something I haven't seen very often, and the ash cans are pretty cool and kind of neat to have. So obviously you can see it's a smaller size as ash cans are, but I just thought that was neat, man. You know, y'all were all talking about it, and so I wanted to grab that, but I thought you and brother John would get a kick out of that since y'all were, and I'm gonna do. I mean, I'll have to do the trade to really get get in that. I know it. Ram V's run ends next issue, so I'll be curious to see. It's really taken some interesting twists though, and I've absolutely enjoyed it. Ram V's best work on that has been when he is writing the thoughts of Swamp Thing. It is sheer poetry. I'm like, his vocabulary, he writes like I think he's thinking. You know, he writes like someone is thinking. It's hard to describe. Yeah, man, I thought that was cool. It's really hard to describe, man. It's like a preview. I don't know where Ashcan came from, but um that's a good question. I might my next deep dive will be why the heck do they call them ash cans? Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to. And I've because of that, because y'all talking about that, I'm getting do a power bomb too. Ah, that's cool, man. That is cool. That's awesome. We got some good stuff. There's a lot of crap out there, but there's some good stuff out there too. And it's cool to have this network where we can all talk about it, you know. We can all like share what we like. I trust y'all's opinion. So, um up next, this is cheap book with a lot of, I don't know, 6 or 8 first appearances. So this was the Initiative Avengers issue 1. There's a connecting cover. So Iron Man also is here with another team, and it's a cool looking connecting cover. Jim Chung, who did Young Avengers, I kind of dig his art. I like that, and that's a ton of characters on that screen. Couple bucks. There's like 8 first appearances in here or something. Definitely worth, you know, for a couple of bucks. There's no risk, you know. Just pick them up and thank me if something ever pops off. This one I'm definitely gonna have to look up because I forget the. Oh no, I don't. I remembered it. I remembered it on my own. I recalled this on my own. Must be the multivitamins I'm taking or helping my. They're really helping my. Sweet. See there, man. Y'all are just like I'm. I've got them queued up. I haven't bought them yet, but I'm going to. I'm gonna have to. Huh. Phil, you're a wealth of knowledge, man. Yeah, it's neat, man. It's a really cool connecting cover. That's right. That's right. It was a dark day. It was a dark day in the time of the heroes. It's an interesting storyline though. So up next we have um, Amazing Spider-Man: Sins of Norman Osborn, and somebody mentioned this team in passing, just kind of threw it out there, and I was like, I don't know. Let me see what that first appearance is all about, and it was a few, not a couple bucks, but a few bucks. I'd say like $4. Well, cover price is $5. So if I get it for cover price, then it's still pretty good spec, right? So this is the Amazing Spider-Man: The Sins of Norman Osborn, and it is the first appearance of the Order of the Web, and it's these spider characters. They form the Order of the Web, and so I got 2 of cover A. Here we are with those doggone variants again, and even with my glasses, I can't read who did this cover, but it was kind of neat, painted cover, variant cover. I got 2 of the cover A and then 2 of this painted cover variant. But these are the spider characters who form the Order of the Web. And I think the comment that I saw on Instagram was based on, hey, they're adding all these, you know, so and so has been cast on in the Madam Web movie, and so they've got all these characters coming down the pike, you know, and so I was like, well, you know, it's check price first, and if it fits my criteria for not breaking the bank, no kidding, man, no kidding. If it fits my criteria price wise, then hey, I'm on board with it. Um, this is another one of my favorite mutants, and so this is Astonishing X-Men number 4. You got Hank. You got Beast busting the picture of Hank. Hank Pym. No, not Hank Pym. Hank. Shoot. I just drew a blank. Y'all help me out. Phil, what's Hank? Crap. But anyway, hey, himself as a human form of himself, the first iteration of the Beast. Um, so this is the first appearance of Armor. Uh, she is okay. Cool. Yeah. Cool. McCoy. Dang it. I know, man. You can mess yourself up. You get. Yeah. Y'all got it, man. Hank McCoy. Jeez. Come on, Brad. Act like you've read a comic book before. So first appearance of Armor. I believe she is a Korean uh character, and she can actually, her power is she builds a suit of armor around her. It is almost like it's translucent. You can see through it. It has like a reddish glow, but she's a cool character and she's been used a lot. She's still been used a lot. So she would be, this is about a $2 to $3 book. So I'm like, Armor would be a cool character. Why don't they incorporate her? They use her in the comics still. Use her for something. Yeah, I know. How did I? And I actually, I should have known that. That's old age creeping in, my friend. Trust me. Um, um, so they use Armor a lot. I like her as a character. For a couple bucks, man, I've got a stack of these. I pick them up here and there. So I'm a fan of her. This one I'm definitely going to have to look up because this is related to Ghost Rider, and this was a super cheap book. So it's there again, like buying when you buy a villain, just make sure it makes sense. Um, oops, clicked on the wrong one. Be sure it makes sense from price standpoint. It's okay to spec on villains as long as you're not breaking the bank on them. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, set it aside. It's I like that book, man. I like her as a character, and they continue to use her. She's been around. So I I'm a fan. And as Marvel really diversifies their roster, or tries to. Yeah, I hear you, buddy. They really diversify their roster. I agree, but see, that's where if you get it for a good price, I mean, $2. Um, who could you spend $1 or two and have the next Arthur Harrow and sell that at a peak and then buy something you really want? It's a thing, that could happen. So I there are certain villains that should command a premium and then certain ones that shouldn't. And, carry carry on or carry on is not one that probably should, but if I buy it for $1 or two, a couple bucks, and it becomes a $30 book or something, then I think that's kind of where my head is in approaching that. It's all about what you pay, what you can get it for. Thank you for coming by, man. I will sub you up after I get done, and appreciate you. Yeah, man, couple bucks. Hey, I got probably better odds of that hitting than I do winning the lottery. So, on this is from 83. This is a little blast from the past because I think I had this book. US 1, issue 1, and these are both directs. Sometimes if I get 2 copies, they'll send me a direct in a newsstand, which is nice. Why in the heck, Brad? Why would you buy the trucking this trucking character? So the thing is, the villain that makes a first appearance in this book, this must have been on the heels of like Convoy and BJ and the Bear, and hey, let's have a character who drives an 18-wheeler. Always had to jump on the bandwagon with that stuff. BJ and the Bear, that's a deep dive, isn't it? So, first appearance of the Highwayman, Jefferson Archer. He's a villain. It's also first appearance of Ulysses Solomon Archer. So a villain that actually the Ghost Rider ran into down the road. So it's not just US1. It's also got some little Ghost Rider specs. So I mean, you're talking about super cheap book. Might not ever pan out, but it's I would agree with you that yeah, villain spec is not great, but I can also, I think we can pick up some of these villains for a better, for a good price. Guys, we're making it to the end. I've got 2 books left and multiple copies of each. So this will be a piece of cake. So this was kind of cool. The Hunt, and this is Infinity the Hunt. Issue 1 and issue 2. So they brought together different teams, and those teams, they had a Wakanda school, and they had the like the Xavier school, and there's like 4 or 5 different schools, and those schools had first appearances, and this is in issue 1 and 2. And I was like, man, there's a Wakanda school, there's all these different schools that come together to aid in this story in issue 1 and 2. So right, exactly. And then of course you got Any Which Way But Loose, with the orangutan man, and that and then Clint Eastwood. But there's several first appearances in this. I just thought it was neat. Again, not a super expensive book, but several first appearances, and I liked the concept of that Wakanda team and all these different teams. And again, I'm showing you stuff I'm buying that may or may not pan out, but I'm like, for a couple bucks, man, I just like I think the high of having one of these cheap books hit outweighs the oh man, that was stupid to buy 3 copies of that. So that's where we are. The last one was another one that that I thought was really neat. So we had Damage Control pop up in Ms. Marvel, and they've been popping up. They've been around for a while. First appearance was in Marvel Comics Presents. Forget the issue, but I started looking, and that has like the main character, the one of the lady from Cagney and Lacey plays the main character in that. And her first appearance is in that Marvel Comics Presents. And I picked up a couple of those. I found them for cheap. But I was like, I started looking around, and Damage Control #1, where it's like, hey guys, thanks for cleaning up the mess. This has a couple more first appearances of the members of Damage Control. And I bought 4 of those for like ridiculously cheap. And they sent me one newsstand here. And I just thought, hey, if they do, they're doing another series. If they do anything with Damage Control, it might be good to have their first, mini. I guess this was a mini series. Might be good to have that, and I don't know, maybe one of those characters does something. I'm not even sure. I think maybe this guy has been in the movies or something. But at any rate, I just picked it up cheap, cheap spec, old book. I mean, there's a little nostalgia there too. So an older book. Guys, we did it. We got through 2 boxes. I had the did count earlier. 18 boxes remaining. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. That's I could see that. Yeah, you get another Hulk, there's going to be some cleanup to do. So, and plus she's in the comic. So, she's on both covers of the comic that's coming out or came out. I saw it on FOC, but I didn't pick it up. So she is on that. So it would be pretty good timing to do that, certainly. So I counted the boxes earlier, 18 unopened boxes of comics still to go. And so we are, well, it's technically really 2 boxes, the big box, and then one of these size boxes. So we're down to 18. I am too. And that's next week, right? Doesn't that start next week? Yeah. So we're down to 18 boxes. So try and do this weekly. And I had a great time hanging out with you. We've got 13 in the chat right now, and we've been going for 2 hours and 10 minutes. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. This is an unboxing. This is talking about cheap spec, and this is sharing what I buy. But it's also about you guys, man. And I want you to feel a part of what I'm doing here. I want you to come hang out, man, and enjoy yourselves. And that's, I hope this was I hope I shined a bright light on your Friday and helped you get through. Hey, man, it's almost 2 p.m. here on the East Coast, so we're getting very close to that punching out, man. We're punching out at 5. So thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate it so much. I will catch you. I'll see you around this weekend in the chats. I'll be, my usual self, hanging out in the chats and going back and catching some of your videos and stuff that I've missed. If you see anybody in the chat that you aren't subscribed to, please do that. We got some good folks here. I highly, highly recommend, all the people here. And everybody here, we don't have a single person that doesn't have it's all good, buddy. Thanks for coming in when you could. I appreciate it. Go check out Diamond Princess. She's probably getting ready to go hop on a stream right now because she is, I don't know, she spends more time on YouTube than probably in her regular life. She probably has to have her groceries delivered. She doesn't even have time to go to the grocery store. I'll bet you. So check, yeah, she'll be opening, she'll be ripping some stuff later. So check her out. But just good folks, man. Good folks in the chat. And I really enjoyed hanging out with you. Thank you so much. And y'all have a fantastic weekend, man. Appreciate you guys. Take care, and I will see you in the chats.